It's Pat from Bad Dev Music, and today, holy cow, I just got back. Now this wasn't a planned video. I've been looking for a new instrument for quite some time, and I've been having my eye on a lot of the Music Man guitars because I was just absolutely blown away when I bought this Sterling Valentine guitar. Now if you haven't seen this, was designed by the guitarist from Maroon 5. Now I'm not a massive Maroon 5 fan, but it's just an amazing guitar. It's really cool. It's a good sort of blend between modern and vintage, and the overall quality, it's so much fun to play. It's really easy to play, it sounds great, and with the new sort of change with the Fishman pickups that I put in, it's made such a difference, and you can get such, like just that, getting that full sort of humbucker neck tone. It's such a high output humbucker. But it's so clean and clear, and to be able to get those chord progressions. Pretty nice. So overall blown away with the quality. So I thought, maybe 2018 I want to treat myself and I want to get, a full-on Music Man. I haven't spent that amount of money on a guitar ever. So I thought, maybe it's about time. So I went into a music shop and the brand of the company was Cranberry Music. Awesome people, really lovely. Went down to sort of the local store and tried out some different sort of guitars, and I thought, oh yeah, pretty good. Then went out to another store today because on their recommendation, they actually told me, hey, go to our other store, our other Cranberry Music store in the city. So I went out today and I tried the nicest playing guitar that suits me. Like every guitar is different and suits different people. Like for me, I don't like Gibsons, I don't like Les Pauls, not at all. No part of the feel or the design or the shape or the look, it's not for me. It looks and sounds awesome with other guitarists and you may love it, but it's just not for me. So anyway, went out to this music store and I got to play a John Petrucci 15, so JP 15 Music Man guitar, and it was this one, and it looked like this. Now that's just a product shot. I didn't feel comfortable. They were being so nice already, sort of just letting me walk in off the street, and I told them straight up, I said, hey, I'm not gonna buy this guitar today, I just really wanna check out the neck and how it sort of feels. They were being so nice, and they put so much time, and they gave me so much information on their perspectives of the instrument, how they sell, and all that different stuff, and I thought, man, I almost feel a little bit rude just taking out my phone and being like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, snap. Yeah, I didn't really sort of feel comfortable doing that. Already they had to get a ladder to get, it was all way up high, they had to bring it down for me to check out. Now first thing you should know is that blue is my absolute favorite color. Blue and white, they're my two favorite colors for guitars. I don't have a white guitar, I guess this is sort of white-ish, but that's why I have the white amp, and I just love it so much. But anyway, is this blue sort of amazing sort of burst, and it was just stunning. And it had a roasted maple just like this, sort of a darkened roasted maple for tuning and stability and just feel, sort of neck and fingerboard. I think it was even flamed, but that's the funny thing, as soon as it was on my lap, I almost sort of didn't think, and I wasn't really even looking at it. I was just focusing on the neck. Like, how did it feel? Did it feel... Did it feel smooth to play? Was there any dead notes? Could I just pick a string, pick a fret, and just bend, and it wasn't, you know, nothing was getting in the way? The guitar itself, although it looked amazing, it was just, you know, guitar instruments are just tools, so it was just something that would just get out of the way of my playing, and I could just focus on the instrument. And holy cow, yes it did. If you haven't heard of John Petrucci before, he's my favorite guitarist, I would say, from Dream Theater, progressive rock band. Now, I'm gonna actually show you a secret here that I haven't shown many people at all. This is how big of a fan I am of John Petrucci's, okay? Future Pat, jump cut right now, and clap. Clap. Now, something that you may not have seen or I may not have shown you before is this was the first sort of custom guitar I designed and have built for myself just to my specifications, because before I studied music, I would just play music guitar all day, all night. I loved it so much. So I designed this guitar, and the cool thing is that the top, the sort of chocolatey top, is actually rosewood. It's a massive, massive piece of Cocobolio rosewood. And the back is, well, actually the back, that's where it's get exciting, so I'll show you in a sec. But the back is flamed, the whole body and neck is flamed Tasmanian blackwood, which is kind of like mahogany, but just a little fancier and a little bit nicer. Now on the back, it's a bit hard to see. Hopefully you can see the flame, it's really striking. But it's actually the entire band. All the members of Dream Theater actually signed this guitar, which was amazing. And then my other guitarist, guitar hero, Joe Satriani, he signed the headstock as well, which was really cool. The guitar, it's chambered, but it's so heavy. I should definitely do a video about this soon. But just John Petrucci's signature, I'm looking for, is here. That's John's there. So I've met him a couple of times, always a super, super nice guy. That's just a bit of history of my fandom, how long I've liked John Petrucci. This guitar is probably about 14 years old now, and that's kind of when I first met him. Really, really nice guy. I've met him a handful of times, had just quick conversations. But holy cow, this guitar was something else. It could just be, it felt like a custom shop guitar that was just made for, you know, just John himself. But it's a production model. You can get it anywhere in the world. It's in lots of music shops, and it just felt so nice. One of my favorite things about the guitar, I didn't get to test, so hopefully next time, was the fact that it's got a onboard sort of acoustic preamp system, like what you would find on a lot of acoustic guitars. So the cool thing is you can have an electric guitar sound from one amp, you can have an acoustic sound from a PA or from another amp, or you can have them from the same amp. That's really, really cool. So you could have a song where you need an acoustic guitar, but rather than go back and swap to an acoustic, you could just flick a switch, strum away, and suddenly there's an acoustic sound coming out of your amp. That sort of stuff is really, really cool, and I love the sort of versatility of that. But yeah, $8,000. Would you pay $8,000 for a guitar? That's so much money. I would probably say right now that's about the same price as my car would be worth, to put it in perspective, or that's 2 MacBook Pro laptops that's behind me, that's powering my entire rig. That's how much $8,000 is. It's so much money. How much money would you spend on your dream guitar? To me, this was absolutely incredible, but would I pay 8, or even if it was lowered down to 5 grand? Probably not. The next guitar I would say I'll be spending about 3 grand on, 3K as it were. And it might be the Music Man version of this Sterling guitar, like it might be the Valentine. I do really like it. They've just brought out a tremolo version, so a version same as this, but with a tremolo. So I'm thinking about that, or I'm also thinking about another John Petrucci, but just the standard model, the non-amazing flamed roasted neck, non-sort of blue. Oh, I love blue so much, I wish I could get it. But anyway, that's my story of how I played an $8,000 guitar. Have you played a guitar that's that expensive? Have you got a guitar that's that expensive? Do you want a guitar that's expensive? Leave a comment below and definitely let me know. Now, it's the end of the video and you know what we've started. I take one of your comments and we pull it out and we discuss it. Now, having this sort of conversation, this dialogue, that's what this channel is all about. If you agreed with 100% of everything that I said, or I agreed with 100% of you said, you know, it wouldn't really create that dialogue. And it's okay if people have different opinions. So the comment I've chosen here is from Worthy. Now, his comment, he was sort of suggesting that not everybody can write songs or can be a talented songwriter, and he went in to talk about, or sorry, he or she went in to talk about sort of the song Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix, and how maybe Jimi Hendrix didn't know a lot of theory and that sort of stuff, but he sort of played and wrote Hey Joe, and it was an amazing song, and if he had all of this amazing songwriting skills, and maybe it would be a different song. So I have to slightly disagree, but that's okay. We can disagree on things. So Hey Joe was a cover. It was, I think, covered by a few different bands before Jimi Hendrix came out. So he certainly put his style on it. But whether or not he actually wrote it to begin with, you know, he just sort of definitely made it his own. And it's the most sort of well-known version, you could say. So I wouldn't sort of take that Hey Joe song to heart. Now, I've linked down in the description below a really amazing video, I think, on songwriting, and it's from Ed Sheeran. Now, whether you like Ed Sheeran or not, he's done very, very well. He has a lot of really catchy songs with amazing hooks. But he himself says that he wasn't sort of a naturally gifted songwriter. He wrote hundreds of songs, throwing out so many before he would find the right one. And he made this analogy, it's really good, definitely watch the interview, but he made this analogy that songwriting is like a dirty tap. And you turn it on and, you know, there's soil and everything in the pipes, and it's leaking out this dirty water. And these are all the bad songs, or the not brilliant songs. And every now and again you'll get some clear water, you might get a good song, but a lot of dirty water. And you've got to get through all of that. It's almost that 10,000 hour analogy. You've got to get through all those bad songs that maybe you don't like and maybe, you know, aren't your best work, in order to get to the good stuff. And the reason why I chose this particular comment to talk about was I can't stand it when there's so much negativity in the world already, and when it comes to songwriting and the arts, you know, people think, oh, I'll never be a brilliant songwriter, I'll never be as good as this artist or whatever, or I'm just not talented. It goes in the same thing. If you go in with that mindset to begin with, then you'll never actually write, and you'll never try, and you'll never know. You may have a hit song, you may have the best song that makes, you know, a family member, you know, it fills them up with joy, or it makes someone around the world, it makes them cry with so much emotion, and you really build a connection, but you never know unless you make that song. And if you have a terrible mindset where you think, I'll never do it, I'll never be as good as that person, then you'll never even try. Someone else which is really interesting is Chris Stapleton, massive American country artist. If you don't know who he is, this is how many albums he's sold, this is how many tours he's done, some statistics flashing up right now. Pretty massive songwriter, right? Now, he himself has written over 1,200 songs. That's what he says in a lot of interviews, 1,100 to 1,200 songs. Can you imagine that many songs? If you've written that many songs, but you know, they're just the ones that he's recorded, and he's written down, and he notes that those are his recordings. You know, I'm sure there's a lot more songs that he's gotten halfway and he's like, yeah, I don't know, I'll move on to the next one and maybe leave that. So you just have to write songs. That's the only way you're going to get better. Just like you have to practice chords to get better, you have to practice writing songs. So don't get discouraged, and don't think that your songwriting, you know, skills will never get better and will never be as good as other people's. And also think that a lot of pop songs that you hear on the radio these days, they're written by like 20 or 30 people these days. So just keep at it, keep trying, and you will get better. But that's it. I may feature your comment in the next video. So definitely, if you've got an opinion, or just something's happened, or you want to talk about something, leave a comment below. I've been Pat from Pat's Dad Music. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all very soon. I probably won't be holding an $8,000 guitar, but who knows, maybe a new one next time. All right.